Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to do something just a little bit different. I wanted to talk to you about how I've been pulled back in. How you think you're gonna get out, but you're always back in before you know it. I'm of course talking about World of Warcraft. And with the continuation of Warcraft's story right now, you know, the latest expansion, how it's taken us away from all that internal conflict of the game, Horde versus Alliance. It's not really about that these days, you know, the whole corruption of characters like Arthas and Garrosh in Wrath and Pandaria. It's really taken us away from the core of that universe of Warcraft. It's taking us to the beginning of it all, the Titans. Currently, in WoW, you're kind of interacting and involved with the gods of the universe, the Pantheon, the Titans, and it's kind of crazy when I think about it, how high the stakes are these days in the game. You're quite literally facing off against Sargeras and the Legion homeworld of Argus. And well, I am really heavily invested in this universe and story. So while this has all been happening, and I've not been playing the game for like the last 6 months, I've still been keeping up with it all. You know, I still watch like 5 to 10 different WoW YouTubers and really enjoy it. And I still watch these streamers as well. I still crave to be in that world because it's been with me for so long. Seeing people like Sodapop and that whole like group, Asmongold, doing the Project 60 and Project 70 has been so enjoyable to watch, man. It's been amazing. And well, I started playing this game properly only in Wrath of the Lich King. So what was that? 2008? That's 9 years. Sure, I played in vanilla and BC kind of. It was like, what, I was 12 if it was 12 years ago when I played on my cousin's account on my Night Elf Druid, because obviously everyone makes a Druid apparently. But then I played an Undead Mage in BC to max, but didn't really do much. So it was only in Lich King where I finally had my own PC, had my own copy of the game, and I let that game consume me, man. Holy crap. When I was like 15, 16, I'd raid like 5 days a week, PvP, pushing in arena for 2.2k rated, which by the way, I did get. My first true main was a Death Knight named Hollow. That's when that came, back in those days, which is actually why I'm called Hollow now, and that's why everyone calls me Hollow, because I made a Death Knight, and I called him Hollow, because that seemed like a suitable name for a Death Knight, and the name just stuck, and here I am. It's so awkward to tell, like, family about what I'm known on as online, because it sounds so emo. But anyway, I started playing the game again, and for the first time ever, I'm doing it kind of casually. I know, it's weird. I'm not normally one who does that kind of thing. I have to grind out the eye level, do the professions, make the gold, raid, PvP, all that. But right now, I'm kind of logging in for maybe an hour every day or so and just enjoying the time I have in the game. And I started to play again, this time, with my friend Panda, Exotic Panda, who has actually never played any Warcraft game ever. I know. So insane. So we hopped onto a new realm, since my friends and their mythic raiding guild I was back in when I last played had moved to this realm, and maybe I'll play with them. Probably. Meaning I have no characters on this realm. No gold, nothing to work with. It was like a full reset. And the reason it's a full reset is because I'd have to go from Alliance to Horde and a different realm, and let's be honest, who in their right mind is happy to spend £19, that's like what, $25 or something, on a realm transfer alone? So my Alliance Demon Hunter that I want to play gets to be on the correct realm now for like $25, and then I have to bring that Alliance character to the Horde, which is £27, which is what, like $35, $37 or something like that. Like, what is that? These things should be dirt cheap or free. They take one, well, so I mean, I'm kind of ignorant, I guess. Okay, you know what? I'll say that. It doesn't seem like it's a hard process for Blizzard to take my character and transfer which realm it's on or which faction it is, right? Doesn't seem hard, but okay, charge me some money for it. £5 at the goddamn maximum seems reasonable to me, but again, like $35 for a faction transfer, that's like a full game I'm buying to change which like faction I'm on inside of an MMO. That's so insane. But you know, Blizzard's got to make their money somehow. They're starving for money, of course, that giant company under Activision. So silly. I wonder whose decision it was. Was it Blizzard's or Activision to do such ridiculous pricing like that? But anyway, saltiness aside. Together, me and Panda made undead warlocks and leveled up through 1 to 60 together, which was an entirely different experience for me. One that was all new. You know, I'd never leveled that slowly in a very long time, for one. But to go through each area and actually start, well, appreciating the music, you know, the setting, the story, the lore of it all, and having to explain it in each new zone to Panda, who has no experience and perspective on any of it, then hearing his thoughts and reactions to it all was pretty amazing. Though, I will admit, he would interrupt me every 5 seconds when he saw a different enemy or a new building or, I don't know, some shiny thing. But, yeah, actually, not to mention, the guy's so slow at moving, he would attack anything he saw, irrelevant of whether it was irrelevant for a quest or not, then take, like, a genuine... There was one time when my character went AFK, I'd been sat still that long in a town, because this dude takes over 5 minutes to vendor every single time we go back to a camp or town. And I'm laughing when I think back on it, it is funny now. But in the moment, I'd be alt-tabbed out of the game. Like half the time I was, quote, playing the game. And I can't blame him. I'm not blaming him. He has never, ever played a PC MMO before. And it's like, I guess, learning to walk for him. So again, yeah, entirely new experience for me, that, right? We didn't do a single dungeon either, by the way. We just went through the world together. But the moment we hit 55, he dropped that warlock like it was hot. And he instantly made a Death Knight, just like I did all those years back. On RAF release, I made a Tauren Shaman on a new realm with my friend Harry, who was teaching me the game, and I made a Tauren Shaman, got it to 55, and the very moment I was 55, boom, Death Knight time, the exact same way Panda just did it. And the next thing we did was go through all of Outland and touch on Northrend, do all the lore and story of that as best I could with him. But yeah, the dude, Panda, has been just asking, talking about it all the time, all about the Demon Hunters, the new class in Legion. And the moment we got 70, he was saying he wasn't going to do it. He was saying he was going to level all the way to 100, then make the Demon Hunter. No, the moment he unlocked that Demon Hunter at 70, he made one, bypassing all of Wrath, all of Cataclysm, Pandaria, and Draenor. So much story and world building and context for him as a new player. But he just couldn't help himself. He had to make one. And honestly, I think it was for the best, probably. He's really enjoying it. And Legion is the best WoW's ever been mechanically, ever. And it's been the best expansion, in my opinion, since Wrath of the Lich King. With all the cinematics, the voice work, the quests are about 5 billion times better. The zones are magical to look at and be in. The music is the cream of the crop. And when I think about it, Demon Hunters are polished as hell when it comes to, like, you know, the gameplay and the mechanics, and I really love them too. I am maining a Demon Hunter throughout Legion so far. And I made that Death Knight with him, I made that Warlock with him. I even made a Shaman, because in the next expansion I want to be an Amani War Troll who's a Shaman, but we'll get to that. But I'm not really sure what our plan is when we both hit 110 anyway. I did make a Demon Hunter so I could keep up with him, but I'm sure we're going to casually power up, you know, the eye level when we hit max level. We're going to do Suramar together. There's Argus that I didn't get to see. I was there just before Tomb of Sargeras released, so that's all theirs. I've not experienced that either. There's all of the artifact appearances, old raids. Maybe we'll try PvP, because it's been ages for me. When it comes to arena and raiding, though, mythic raiding, high-end arena PvP, I'm not sure. Yeah, I kind of, I want to do that stuff, but it requires a lot of time and dedication. And my friends Rage and Dino, who are running their guild, their mythic raiding guild, that's probably a step too far for Panda, and maybe even me, because I don't know what time I want to put into the game, what time I even have to put in the game to that level. But yeah, anyway, I am playing on the EU server Tauren Mill, or Taran Mill even. If you're interested in that, if you want to be involved or something, if you're playing there, I don't know. But that's where we're at currently. And it's all stuff I've kind of done off camera and away from stream, and it has been really nice to have a game that I play purely to relax again. WoW's leveling is one of the best things, the cream of the crop, for watching a film or watching a TV series while casually leveling on the side. It's been really great. Very relaxing. By the way, with leveling, they're doing some big updates soon. They're making it so they're doing Legion leveling throughout the whole game, or most of it. So you could do 1 to 60 in vanilla in any of the zones. You can complete the zones, complete the stories. They're actually letting you do that now. Because how it is right now is it's like, let's say I'm in, I don't know, Northern Barrens. It's technically, what is that? That's like 10 to 20. I could step in there with my heirlooms and all that. And within an hour, I've done one small section of that region, of that zone, and I'm moving on. I'm moving away. I actually stop doing that story now and give up on it and go to the next area, because if I continue doing quests there and continue doing that story, it's literally worthless in terms of XP for my character, which is really disappointing. And for Panda specifically as a new player, we would touch a zone and then leave that zone so quick, and he would be like, well, I wanted to finish that story, or I didn't really get to experience that. And it's the same in Outland when we did that, you know. We would go through 3 zones out of the 7 there in Outland. We didn't even look at Neverstorm or Taraka Forest or Shadowmoon Valley. You didn't even see those. And we barely saw Blade's Edge. We saw Nagrand, a tiny bit of Zangamash, and mostly Hellfire Penilsa. So he missed so much there because the way leveling is right now. So if you're 58 even, 58 to 80, you could choose to level through all of Outland and end at 80 in Outland now. Or when you're like 60, you could go to Northrend now instead. You can actually go to Northrend at level 60 with this update and stay there all the way to 80. So yeah, they're doing that Legion style leveling where you can level anywhere and there's no like limit. The XP is the same wherever you are. And it's going to make leveling way, way better. And on top of that, they're also making it so you're not like one-hitting enemies anymore and you get to do your full rotation, all that. So leveling is going to be fantastic soon, and I'm just looking forward to enjoying that and doing that. But it'll be really good for him, Panda, because as a new player, he'll get to actually experience the stories in the world and the universe and all those regions he missed when he skipped them going on his Death Knight on a different character. So I'm looking forward to that. But why don't we talk about some YouTubers and streamers that I've been watching, because if you've made it this far in the video, you must be interested in WoW to some level, and I want to share with you some people that make me really happy to watch. Now there's a bunch, I'm not going to list them all even remotely, but here's a few. For lore, the ones I'm watching right now, or a couple, are of course Noble, for his in-depth showcasing of stories, characters. A lot of the time he uses in-game footage to go alongside it all, and if you're not playing the game, he'll do like quest lines and like even like the recent raids that have come out and go through them and show you all the relevant lore and story and characters inside that. He's great to follow if you're not playing the game, for sure. Another one is Doran's Movies, who goes super in-depth on major topics of the game. Something about him that's really easy to listen to. I often listen to his videos before sleep, but he has great ideas like how strong is a wizard, you know, the mage class. How strong are they in the lore compared to a warrior? Like, how strong is a warrior actually in the lore of the game? And so on. And then he really goes into detail on it and sort of proves why he's thinking the way he is. It's a lot of speculation, but very unique. Love that. Speaking of that, by the way, one of my favorites for this stuff is easily Mad Season Show. He's like a rising star in YouTube and for Warcraft, and if there's one person in this list I think you should watch, it's him. He does it is a genuine hobby to him. He doesn't do it full time or something. I'm not sure what he does, but he mentioned it's a hobby, and he seems to be absolutely in love with it. You can see it. There's so much passion in his videos. Like, you know, the way I feel about Dark Souls or like the Hollow Knight series, you see that same sort of passion in his stuff and his Warcraft stuff, and it's so great. From the audio to the visuals, the pacing, the style of the videos, it's really soothing and super interesting to listen to and to watch. He's got like this keen eye for topics to discuss or showcase, and a really smart mind for like series that are really good to follow along. Like the most jaw-dropping one so far is his very rare Evolution of World of Warcraft series. It's currently only on 2 episodes, but dude, it is so well made. Like his BC one's an hour long, and it is intense, well-made video from start to finish. He's covered BC and Vanilla in those 2 episodes, and the episodes are basically all about what the game used to be like at the time as it was coming out, as it was being updated, giving fair and honest information and stories with like very unbiased views on it all. So if you ever wanted to know what the game was like in vanilla or BC, these are the videos to watch, man. I fully recommend it. All of these people that I'm talking about are going to be linked in the description. Anyway, there's people who provide awesome information outside the lore. They give comedy or information or whatever, while they share relevant information about the current game. Like updates, community, devs, whatever's happening in the current patch. Obviously, Belluar is top tier for this. I'm sure you know him if you follow WoW. Insanely well-made videos with insanely clean, precise, concise information that's super easy to digest and a really good way to keep up with the game. Check out Belluar. But here's my favorites for this. Taliesin and Evertel, man. It's this British/American couple who make the funniest WoW videos I've seen, man. Taliesin just has this awesome humor that's packed into the editing of the videos. You can see it. And each week they do this show called the Weekly Reset. So each week you get tons of information about what's going down in the week in WoW at that time, community or otherwise, in a new style video. They both like dress and suit up. It's great. But with that brilliant humor and casual nature on top of it. So there's always a skit at the beginning of the videos that's both genius and stupid that I'm always really looking forward to. Just look at what they did for Halloween this year. So there's this dev like community Q&A thing that the devs do. Guys called Ian and Josh, they get together and they answer community questions that are relevant for if you're like super interested in the game. And then here's Evertel and Taliesin dressed up as them, doing like acting and like this impression of them, even like using a green screen to make it look like they're in the room. And they did it so well, down to the awkward failure to read names from Josh, aka Law, or the evasive answers from Ian. It was so good.
With this time around. And that question is from John.
We're not going to be doing Halloween costumes this year. We thought about it, and I know lots of people are really keen that we do it again this year, and
I could go on about a bunch of YouTubers and streamers that I recommend, but that's probably enough for now. Why I bring these people up is because I guess I started on YouTube with World of Warcraft videos actually 7 years ago. I made these awful videos of me and my friends playing the game, and the videos were just for me and my friends. You know, that's where I started on YouTube. That's where me and Rage started. The videos are still out there on my old PZ93 channel, but I don't recommend them. They're awful. But I've always felt like making WoW videos could be really fun, but also difficult. There's a lot to the game, right? And there's so much to cover and so much that's happened that I probably never have any issue thinking about a story to tell or like an idea for a video. But the thing is, there's so many brilliant people out there already, like some of the people I just listed, for every topic of the game, every story, every bit of lore, every update, every like advice for a character or anything. I feel like it's all covered and has already been done. And I just wanted to say that I've been kind of thinking about it. Like, it's a massive passion of mine, this game and the world. But I've never really made actual genuine World of Warcraft videos, proper ones anyway, and that feels kind of strange. It feels kind of dumb. But it feels like everything's been done already, and there's so many people doing it already. I don't know. Maybe it's a good idea, maybe it's a bad idea. I mean, how many of you guys are actually playing World of Warcraft right now these days? Have you even played it? Do you even know anything about the game? I mean, I did actually do this short 8-ish episode series before Legion over a year ago. It was called Let's Talk. Basically what I would do is I would play WoW, leveling casually in the background. It would be like not the focus of the game, the stream, or videos. While bringing myself, I would have 5 major topics, and I'd write in a notepad like a lot about each topic that I want to bring up and discuss. And I'd do it all live, so I'd stream it, and then people would be in chat and they would share their input on each of the topics and be part of the discussion, and I'd take that, and that discussion about the topic would then continue because it's like a back and forth style thing. And sometimes people would end up bringing up like ideas and topics that they wanted to talk about that week that I hadn't thought about, that we would then make part of the discussion. And then the VOD would be like, I don't know, 1 to 3 hours or something, and then I would edit that down into a video. They're actually all on the channel. If you want to look up Hollow Let's Talk or something, you can check them out if you want. I thought it was a really cool idea, but Maybe I didn't execute it very well. I don't remember the videos doing particularly well, but I did enjoy doing them, and it was pretty unique, I think. But finally, that aside, let's talk about the announcements for WoW, because I'm sure if people are interested in WoW, they might wonder what my opinion on this is. World of Warcraft Classic servers, aka vanilla servers, and then the new expansion, the Battle for Azeroth. In regards to World of Warcraft Classic, I think that's a genius move. The community has been asking for it for literally years, so it's nice to see they're finally going to do it. But for me, I don't think I was old enough to actually play the game properly in vanilla, whether you consider that raiding, PvP or whatever. I think I was too young. I barely played vanilla. And to be given a proper, official way to play the game at the same time as everyone else for the first time is going to be magic, and I really can't wait. I could stream the hell out of that, man. And sure, there's going to be tons of issues with vanilla. People are going to be used to like LFR and, billions of quality of life updates that they added to the game over time. None of that's going to be there, I imagine. There'll be loads of bugs, hard leveling, a lot of grinding. There's going to be plenty that a player who didn't play back in those days won't be able to stand if they play the game today and then try that. I figure most players will quit Classic after a small amount of time, and that's fine. It should be vanilla. The players who miss it, who want to experience it again, or the people who really want to experience it for the first time, should get vanilla. Not anything else, not some enhanced version that takes the life out of it. Why vanilla was so special is because you would have to take 5 people and physically go to the dungeon out there in the world to then beat it. Now you just press I on your keyboard, you press find group, you go in, no one says a single word, and you go through and it's easy. Back then you had to CC targets, you had to work together, take longer, the rewards were probably worse, I guess, take a lot more times and repeat attempts to do it. A lot of that was the life of vanilla, and I think it's going to be awesome to have that back. But that's my opinion anyway, and I'm looking forward to it. But then there's the new expansion, BFA. What a title. It's very awkward. Let's just call it Battle. We're taking the game back to its roots, like I mentioned at the start of this video. It's going to be that red versus blue, Horde versus Alliance thing again. But my problem with all of that is how weak the reasoning seems. Basically, we just fought to hold this world against, like, goddamn Sargeras and what happened with him. No spoilers, but something big happens with him that affects the world. I don't really get why the factions, after all they've just been through, would then be like, alright, let's start fighting again, It's like, sure, they're going to set it up. Undead who don't like Sylvanas are going to make it look like the Horde burned the Night Elf home, that world tree. But I don't know, it seems really weak reasoning to me. I hope there's a lot more to it than what it seems like right now. But I do believe the Void Lord are going to be heavily involved in that expansion. The Void Lords, the old gods, corrupting the world, tricking the factions to fight, manipulating events, all for the Void Lord Masters. That's what I want to see. And this whole Horde versus Alliance thing, I can't see it lasting too long, I don't think. But isn't that the whole basis for the expansion? So right now I'm unsure. If I think about Legion, I'm passionate about it. Fighting the Legion, the final fight, taking the fight to their home world. Awesome. This expansion's just like, we're going to fight again, we don't like each other. It's like, well, why? Why don't you? There's no reason for you to fight again. I don't know. I like to feel connected to the story in the world. I'm not sure if I do with this, story, but we'll see. I'm sure I'll enjoy it. I know I'll play it, but that's where I am at right now in regards to that. But what do you guys think about Classic servers, the new expansion? Are you going to give it a go, either or? But yeah, otherwise, I guess that's my video. A big old discussion about WoW out of the blue and unlike my normal videos, I suppose. But I hope some of you out there enjoyed it, and I appreciate you listening. I'll be back with more on the channel soon. So I guess for now, goodbye.